So this video is for all you truthers out there. Let's speak about truth because many people don't grasp the concept of truth and the depth of truth. And so if you look in the dictionary to see what truth is, it will say that it's something that can be provable and knowable via empiricism. So it's like science proclaim that they have a certain truth because they can do these equations over and over again and get the same result, and they can do experiments over and over again and get the same result, or at least very similar, so they can say that there's a certain truth. But you see, truth for how long? Truth for who? If a scientist conducts an experiment 1,000 times and gets the same result 1,000 times, and he says that I've conducted an experiment and I've found something to be true, well, it's only true to him because he's got 1,000 experiences of having the same result, yeah? It isn't true for anybody else. And so that's where truth breaks down, doesn't it? If you say that there's a certain truth in that you have heartburn, and you say, it's fucking true, Aaron, I could say, well, prove it. You can't prove it, can you? Not a single person on the planet can feel your heartburn. So who's it true for? True for you. So it's true enough for you, but it isn't true for anybody else, is it? So that's two instances where truth is completely broken down. Now, in Gödel's theorem, Gödel the mathematician, he looks at mathematical truth, because up until Gödel, everybody considered that the truth in math was ultimate truth. But then he showed how the truth in math breaks down at a certain part or point and is no longer true. And so that scuttled math as being an ultimate truth. Now, when you look into the paradoxical nature of the cosmos and logic, people could think that they will find truth in logic and reasoning, but even that isn't true, because logic breaks down due to the paradox, because even paradoxical sayings like the liar paradox, whereby you know, there was a Greek guy who said that all Greeks are liars. Well, that has to be a lie because he's a Greek. You see, that sort of thing. So all these paradoxes we come upon. So there's no truth there. Now, somebody could say that it's true that it's raining now. Well, okay. Then we ask, well, what is raining? Precipitation. What is precipitation? It's when water falls down from the sky, and then you could say, well, it's precipitating. Then you could say, yeah, well, precipitation is the same thing as raining. And then you could say, well, okay, what is raining? Well, when it precipitates, or what happens when it precipitates? Water drops fall down from the clouds. Okay, so it's not really raining then, it's water drops falling down from the clouds, isn't it? So what we're dealing with concepts, and I'm sure that we could find 100 other concepts which would constitute the notion of raining, yeah? And so if we had, say, like somebody that said, oh, it's inclement weather outside, then you'd assume that, you know, it's raining at some stage at least. And so all different sorts of terminologies, concepts pertaining to something that we have an adherence to believing, that we have a very loose general consensus to. And so truth breaks down in every shape or form, people. And so those of you that think you're searching for truth, well, I would advise you to do what René Descartes did, the French philosopher of the 1600s. He looked closely at every single possible thing that he could imagine to see if he could disprove its validity. And he discounted absolutely everything. he discerned that there was nothing that he could be sure of his senses, because he realized very quickly that his senses were all fallible. And all we have to do is bear witness to something. Say there's 100 people bearing witness to something. Well, you're going to have 100 different versions of that. So where's the truth? You'll only ever get a general consensus. So is general consensus truth? What is a general consensus? A general idea of something. Ah, so truth is an idea. We're getting nearer now, aren't we? You see, all we need to do is follow these words back in the dictionary. What do words mean? And then you'll end up going round and eating your own tail like the Ouroboros. God damn it. I mean, I've just been training really hard to my arms. Oh, I'm tired. Even to hold this fucking camera up. So, any way you look at truth, it will fail you. Because it's only a concept. And truth is a lie. The paradox of this cosmos, truth is a lie, people. And so, even when we look at paradoxes and we look at dead cert truths, well, we will discover in the logic that how do you discern a dead cert truth? Well, you discern a dead cert truth by circle, logical, rational thinking. And when you do this, the dead cert truth turns into a paradox. And it's only true because it's a lie. And a lie is only a lie because it's true. And so you go, my God, what is this cosmos? What is it to be a human being when we can't find a single semblance of truth when we really, really look for it? And that's why the Hindus discerned that it's all Maya, because there's nothing to depend on. And not only is it all philosophically Maya, but when you go into the deepest of meditation, it all disappears. And so when things disappear, where's the truth? The truth is that everything has disappeared. And when you open your eyes and your senses come back online, your senses build this reality and tell you that it's a certain truth. When you close those senses down, all of the things that gave rise to those senses disappear, people. And so when things disappear, they no longer exist visually, audially, sensibly, in any shape or form. When you go into the deepest of meditations, everything disappears. Even you, even the notion of you, even your breath, even your heartbeat, it all disappears. And you are pure isness in the abyss of awareness. So people, please, you need to educate yourselves more, and I'm trying to point you in the right direction. You see, my videos are not about deception. I can test and I detest deception on every level. And so my original channel was one man's quest to understand. And then I changed it to The Awake and Brave, because I'd quickly realised that we need to be very, very brave if we're going to be awakened. And if we are awakened, then it goes part and parcel with being brave. And so therefore, Awake and Brave. And plus Aaron Berry are my initials, and AB comes first in any listing, so it all made perfect sense, you see. Oh my God, I can't do this. Okay, one more. Hold it on like that. Yeah, so, you know, if you want to try to, you see, what I'll say with my videos, I'm not trying to deceive you. I'm trying to enlighten you. And so don't consider me your enemy. Your ego would be considering me its enemy, because I am saying things that your ego doesn't agree with. You have to supersede your ego, people. This is a very, very important and powerful thing what I'm saying to you here now. Your higher self, if you have got in touch with your higher self will supersede your ego. If you haven't become acquainted with your higher self, then the only thing you think is legit and real is what your ego is telling you, and your ego is a barefaced liar. It's done nothing but lie since the day you were born. So you have to have a relationship with your higher self, which, if anything is truth, then that is truth. What is the higher self? Cosmic consciousness. It's the thing that projects this world about us. It's the thing behind our eyes, or in our brains, or it's the essence in the air. You see, because we could be little more than avatars in a dream. Now, why I'm always saying that we are a dream in the mind of God is simply because that I've been in so many other conscious states, and I know that this one is no more real than any of the others. And it's no more real than when I've been in dreams. I was in dreams the other night, whereby they were so unbelievable, and so crystal clear, and I was completely immersed within them, and my consciousness, unconsciousness, whatever it was, considered them to be absolutely as real as this dimension. When I woke up, I went, wow, that was a dream. This is a dream, people. That's what the Buddhists have been saying for thousands of years. This is a dream. When you have a DMT experience, a psilocybin experience, an amanita muscaria experience, an LSD experience, a ketamine experience, anything like this, you'll discover that there are truth within truth within truth, or lies within lies within lies, deception within deception within deception, like Russian dolls. That's what I'm saying, people. So my advice to you is to do more research, familiarise yourself a great deal with human psychology, because then you realise what the ego is, and you realise it's a liar. So Freud and Jung, I would concentrate on those. Those will keep you busy for years, because Freud wrote about 80 books, and Jung wrote, at least 60 or something, probably close. Not sure how many he wrote, but all very, very useful things to know. Astounding things when you get to know what is giving rise to this construct, the ego. And so then you need to familiarise yourself with philosophy, because philosophy will take you outside of your biases. Because by the time you've understood the ego with your own psychoanalysis, then you'll become somewhat of a philosopher, and you'll enter into philosophy, and then you'll enter into the Maya, which is the spiritual realm. So one road leads on to the other, it's like a Hansel and Gretel trail. You'll need to familiarise yourself with all those things. So human psychology first and foremost, philosophy, and then spirituality, and then a whole other bunch of subject matter over and above that. Happy hunting, people. By the way, it's took me 14 solid years to acquire what I've acquired. That is over and above the world experience that I've had. I had 46 years of world experience, travelling all over the world. And so, don't take me for a fool, people.